Aberdeen are in a cup semi-final and have lost only one domestic game so far, and that was when they played 87 long minutes with 10 men. And apparently things are not going well at Pittodrie. McInnes' men have not, by their own admission, been at their best. However, they are nicely placed in the league, one game away from a final, and there are still a few key players to come back from injury. As bad starts go, this isn't so bad. The penalty kicks win over Hibernian was a superb result, even if the home side should have won at Easter Road. In saying that, Aberdeen created and missed a few of their own. They will get there. A constant in the Aberdeen team has been goalkeeper Joe Lewis, who pulled off several fine saves in Tuesday's quarter-final, including one from Stephen Mallon in the shootout. The big Englishman is well aware that his team have left trees rooted to the ground so far, but is content enough with where they are and what lies ahead. Lewis said, "I wasn't aware we were under the radar. It hasn't been a blistering start, but Hearts have been fantastic and are rightfully taking the plaudits. It's a long season with league and cup games, so we're just pleased to be in a semi-final. I'm sure it was a great game for the neutral, but we're just really pleased to be in the next round. I've not read any disrespectful comments. People have been focusing on other teams playing really well. We're more than happy to fly under the radar, and we haven't flown out of the traps. You don't expect people to elaborate on performances that aren't great. We're happy for that to happen, and whatever people want to say about us is of no interest really. We keep heads down and get on with our job. It hasn't been a great start. It hasn't been a poor start either. When you play so few games early, one result can stand out. It's a long season and we want to progress in both cups, while being at the top end of the league. That's the expectation at Aberdeen, from the manager, players and the club. When you're not there early on, people can say things, but it's water off a duck's back. Aberdeen have good defenders who didn't defend particularly well against Hibs, but that will come. They could do with some more physicality in midfield and have managed to score more than one goal only once in their 9 games so far domestically and in Europe. That must be sorted out. They travel to Celtic Park on Saturday, and if they are ever to beat the champions in a meaningful game, then it's this Saturday, when Brendan Rodgers' side are far from themselves. Aberdeen will go with confidence after a superb win against a good Hibs team, even if Lewis was, as they say, at it when it came to his turn and goal during the shootout, which went to sudden death. Lewis said, "You can look at where they've gone previously, but there was a few that went the opposite way. They probably make their minds up a couple of days before, but like taking one, you have to dive one way with conviction. It's the first shootout I've won, and it's easy to say it's great to be involved after you've won. It's almost impossible to start on your line, dive sideways and tip the ball around the post. I try to start a yard behind the line to get the momentum going forward. Maybe where I finish up is a yard or two off the line, but it's because I try to start behind the line. After a couple, the linesman told me to start on the line. But it's near impossible to do that. I tried to make sure I was a yard behind the line, so as it was hit, my feet were on the line diving forward. It's pleasing to make the saves, and people can talk about that if they want to. I'd rather talk about the defensive performance and getting to a semi-final. Credit to the boys that stepped up and took penalties. McInnes decided to go down the middle, and their goalie caught it with his trailing leg. The rest of the lads were emphatic with their penalties. This is the only one I've been involved in senior football. In England, few players get to latter stages of cup games. That was part of the attraction of coming to Scotland, to win trophies. That's what a club like Aberdeen gives you.